Welcome, Collective, to Timeless Energy. I'm Barbara. This is a general timeless reading. This is entertainment purpose only. If it does not resonate, please don't try to make it fit. I'm not reaching out, so this is my disclaimer. If there's something in the comments section, somebody trying to offer any reads or anything like that, this is my disclaimer. It's not me. I thank you for the liking and the subscribing and for the support with that, as well as the donations. There is both an email for PayPal donations, and I also just added a Cash App. Yeah. There are so many ways. So you have the two choices in there. If you want to support my effort in that way. Was the older YouTube Timeless Energy had an email that I cannot actually regain any donations from. Only the email that starts with the word Harmony. Fair warning. The Cash App is probably safer. It's the one I just made. Okay. I do the 3 cards. And today I'm using these. Was the Godfather Tarot. We just did the holiday season, and that was a gift. So I found the book really, really interesting. And you know what? That movie actually was during the period of like a time in my life when it was very, very popular. Okay. Now, this is the first time I've used these cards, and we know that if you've watched my channel before, that I do 3 cards. So I'm going to be pulling the 3 cards. This deck might be the Godfather Tarot, but from the cards, they're pretty much basic Rider-Waite, definition-wise. And then we're going to fall back on the Learning Tarot for my clarifiers. I haven't actually picked an oracle card. I've got 5 decks of oracle cards. I thought I would wait until we see what kind of message that we have before I pick off of the oracle card yet, because they're sitting right there within arm's length. So Spirit guide me with 3. Ooh, that was fast. Oh, nope, too many. Spirit guide me. Message for today's timeless energy. Spirit guide me. Message for today's timeless energy. I have the 3 of Cups in reverse. And the word on this is celebration. We're going to set this right here, celebration. That's 2 more cards. Spirit guide me for today's message. 2 more cards. Spirit guide me for today's message. 2 more cards. Spirit guide me for today's message. Spirit guide me. 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 The card for the timeless energy message for today. Spirit guide me. Okay. The second one is the Page of Coins, and the wording on the side of that is an offer. We'll set that right here. Okay, 1 more card for today's timeless energy message. 1 more card, Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. 1 more card, Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. 1 more card, Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. The Knight of Wands in reverse, and it says speed an offer. So So we've got celebration, an offer, and speed an offer. Now, an offer and speed and offer are both in reverse. And I've never used these cards before, so we're going to find out, using the definitions of the Rider-Waite, what kind of message we might have going on here. Bear with me. Okay. First of all, the Three of Cups in reverse is ruled by Mercury in Cancer. Now, it is a third eye chakra. I like to cover the chakras when I first start because I don't always remember to do it later. But the third eye chakra, and my favorite and the one I fall back on, is normally that you not only have good intuitive ability, but that you trust your good intuitive ability. That's usually a pretty good sign that you know yourself well and you've got a good gut instinct and you can trust it. But Mercury is communication, and the Cancer energy, Mercury and Cancer in this card. Okay, the Page of Cups also has Mercury, which is also communication. Okay, the Page of Cups is the root chakra, and the Mercury is paired with Virgo. There's a balance there in reverse. And the third card, the Knight of Wands in reverse, is a Mars and Sagittarius energy. Again, this is in reverse. We'll go over each and every one of these here a little more thoroughly, starting right now. Now, with the Three of Cups being in reverse, the first thing with the Three of Cups in reverse is that there's overabundance of some type. Now, it definitely says celebration here. It's kind of odd. But, excessive in the pleasure department or superficial department. Okay. There could be, with the reverse Three of Cups, a loss of prestige. That is a possibility. And I need to cover basically all of these because there are a lot of people watching. The one that really stands out with this card in reverse is gossiping or a lack of social life. As nobody likes either one of those, okay? But like I said, the communication with the Mercury and the communication with the second card, the Page of Coins. Okay, gossiping could really be, one that sticks out. Alright? Now, with the Three of Cups, it is in reverse, isolating from a group. Okay, now we don't know what the real message is here yet. But we've already said once, isolation from a group. There's also some kind of energy of being treated unfairly, alright? And if anybody has been dealt a hand where they've had their peers, or anyone else for that matter, gossip about them in an unkind way, that could be being treated unfairly, just to cover those points. Now, I don't see the third option, which would be burning the candle at both ends. Because what we're looking at here is strong energy with the Mercury, communication. The Mercury is not only communication. The Mercury is a trickster energy. I know it's focused on communication, but most people that aren't paying too much attention aren't understanding that communication is not always above board. Sometimes it is done in order to manipulate or to trick the way you think about something. So, the gossiping in this card could be the unfair type of gossiping, which would manipulate your opinion about another person unfairly. Alright. Now, we're not going to stick on this too, because we need to get a general message here. And we've been going pretty long. It's been actually a long day already for me. But the page of coins, which says an offer. Alright? And I like this, where they have the little side things here. But the page of coins is in reverse. And the energy from this card in reverse is basically making a bad financial investment. So if it's an offer, it's not, there's a possibility that the offer might be a bad investment. Now you could have idleness of time. With the Mercury, it is communication as well. Making a bad investment in your time could also be linked to the communication, which could also be linked to the gossip. So maybe the gossiping is the focus here. The unfair treatment or gossiping unfairly about somebody who's not like aware, which is a bad investment in your time, a bad investment in your energy. It depends on how much enjoyment do you find in the gossiping. We like to focus on our creative hobbies, our shows, our entertainment, and our social life. But how many people actually look at gossiping as being unfair or as a bad investment with your time until it ricochets and comes back at you like some kind of bad karma? Okay. Now, with the page of coins in reverse, this is Mercury and Virgo. Now, Virgo is normally very healthy, very practical. Virgo can be unemotional. And if you've got communication, and a link to gossiping and unfairly treating somebody. Okay, and this is what I'm looking at right here. I'm saying unemotional with the Virgo energy and the communication sticking right up there in front of me. With these two cards side by side, I am saying unemotional. So whatever gossip or unfair verbal treatment that is going on in this situation with whatever person you're dealing with, it's being done in an unfair way, and it's being done unemotionally by somebody who probably has no feelings about that person. They don't care about the harm. There's no empathy. Okay? And this rather quickly moving on, as a matter of fact, because to tell you the truth, I've had first three card sections of the read that have taken as much as an hour, and I'm only into the first 13 minutes. The page of coins here, even though it's communication, and it says here offer, but even though we have like the Virgo, which might be unemotional, an offer that maybe is extended without emotion, or a gossiping about a situation which is done with an uncaring way by somebody. And if you're not resonating it, please do not make it your own. I do not want anybody going to sleep thinking that half the people on your contact list is probably whispering behind your back unfairly or gossiping about you. Or, you know, maybe you're the one. But in reverse, this has to do with commitment issues. So maybe this is a situation where there might be a person in the situation that is unemotional or unwilling or uninterested in an unemotional way about making any kind of commitment, and that there might be some unfair treatment in the gossiping of, unfair being maybe not true, because I'm definitely picking up on the gossip, and I'm definitely picking up on the unfair. So this might have to do with somebody that's either willing or not willing to make a commitment. The gossiping, the secretiveness, the energy of Cancer is sensitive, okay? And it's supposed to be sensitive and caring. But the Cancer energy can also mean family related. Okay, because Cancer is actually stands for family as well. So there might be very well that this energy is coming from not a friend but family. It might be very well that this energy is something that's secretive. And trickster energy definitely popping out means that if there is gossip with the 2 communication cards, that the gossip is not completely honest or is meant to be manipulated in a way that might trick another person into their perspective of a third party unfairly. And it's being done in a cold, kind of not wanting to make any kind of commitment personally attitude. This happens in many ways with, peer groups, clubs. Put a large group together. There's always going to be the ones that are more accepted, they're smarter, they're more popular, whatever. They look better, they get higher grades, or they're in a club, they've all known each other for years, you got the new guy on the block. Whatever you resonate that the situation might be. This is an unfair situation, the energy is unfair. The energy of the Cancer could possibly be that it's coming from within a family situation. It's definitely looking like with 2 communication cards that there's gossip, and it's kind of like without any feelings. Which means wherever the gossip is coming, it's like lacking in empathy about what the damage or what the impact might be on whoever it is that is the subject matter. With the 3rd card from today's draw, we have the Knight of Wands. And it says, speed an offer. Now, you know what? I'm clean and sober, so we're not going to assume that word has a drug. We're going to assume because this said an offer and this said speed up an offer or speed an offer, meaning speed up an offer, which there wouldn't be enough room for all 5 words. But it's in reverse. So not only was the offer probably pulled back because there was a commitment situation here. You were getting the wrong impression based on something other people said about somebody who's not in the room to defend themselves. In this case, speeding an offer up is also in reverse. The Knight of Wands is Mars energy and Sagittarius energy, and it is the heart chakra. Mars energy is very aggressive. Now, Sagittarius energy is kind of like no time for anything that's trivial, something that's unimportant, which means in most cases unimportant can be any number of subjects. More than likely you focus on the things that are important to you, and everything else basically isn't important. You want to eat dinner, you're not really in there cooking it, and you're really not that good of a cook, or maybe it's not your habit to be asked to stand in front of a stove and feed other people. So, the only thing you're interested in is eating the food. You're not worried about how it's cooked. With the heart chakra on this card, there is diversified interests. It is an aggressive energy. But it also is you are consciously awake to something. Now, if you're consciously awake to an energy that's going on around me, it's not like somebody who's gossiping about you is going to put that in front of your face and admit to it. So this is basically you're consciously aware. With the Mars energy in reverse, we're dealing with the possibility of a show-off. We're dealing with the possibility of somebody who makes a lot of promises and doesn't deliver. We're dealing with a possibility of someone who's a little bit on the reckless side or a little bit maybe arrogant. Okay? And this is a very aggressive energy. Okay, this is a person who's aggressive. This is a person that has a very high sex drive. Okay, this is a person that doesn't have time for trivial issues or other people's problems. If you're dealing with a person, and I just described that person to you, and you resonate with that, okay. I'm not quite sure where this is leading, though, because we don't know if this energy that's definitely sticking out to be a person, not a situation. This card here is definitely sticking out to be a person, not a situation. But the Knight of Wands in reverse has to do with commitment issues. Okay? And it also has to do with the personal ego. So the aggressive energy and everything that I described, if this is a person, it is a person who is aggressive. It is a person that has an ego. It is a person that doesn't really have time for other people's problems. Okay? Now, normally, if it's a helping situation with the Virgo up here, you know, Virgos are very helpful. But in this case, it could be obsessive. In that case, it could be obsessive. Alright? Because again, to go back over what we're looking at here, all the way from the beginning. Alright. In the reverse, the Three of Cups is excessive pleasures. Okay, overabundance. Now, this could be lack of appreciation. It depends on what person you are, because if you're dealing with a group of people, one of them's not going to get appreciated. It's probably the one who's doing the most work, making the biggest effort. Okay? But in this case, in reverse, a loss of prestige with this card. Two cards with communication, both of them in reverse, and both of them sticking out gossip like a sore thumb. Unfairly gossiping like a sore thumb. Unfairly gossiping. Somebody who is not being appreciated. Somebody who might be getting gossiped about. And the third eye energy is you trust your gut instinct. If you're the person who's basically saying, it's not fair to me, you're feeling this energy, again on this side you're going to feel this energy, because this is the energy of whoever is creating the situation. And the gossiping unfairly, okay, unfairly, with that third eye energy that you're picking up, happens to be Cancer energy. And it has to do with, now if there's the reason that you are not like in the loop, it's maybe because you're not in the social like loop. And it's really easy to talk about other people when they're not around you. But the Cancer energy in this card says it might not be your friends. It might be members of the family. And you know what? If they're not around you when they're gossiping, and they're gossiping around people that have never met you, you know, you say, what's the harm done? Unless you fly into town and stop to visit them and they don't want you to hang around because their buddy's coming over. They've just spent the last, 12 months talking shit about you behind your back. Yeah, that might be a little uncomfortable. Okay. But you know what? We don't know for sure what's actually going on with the gossiping thing. We don't know what the gossip is. Do we? All we know is that it's an unfair energy. It's probably definitely somebody who does not appreciate you. It is definitely gossip that I'm seeing here. It is definitely unfair, which might be untrue, because you are isolated from the situation, distant or otherwise. You could be somebody 3 houses down the road, but they're not doing it in front of you. It could be somebody 3 states away. But nobody who has heard of what's being said is sharing it with you. Okay, so distant. You're isolated from this. Okay? Now, in the Knight of Wands, I think that we're talking with the heart chakra. You're consciously aware of the situation. And with the third eye here, we already mentioned, there might be a possibility that even if you are isolated from the situation, your little antenna went up and you're probably consciously aware of the situation. Okay? With the root chakra of this card here, you either are being protected by somebody who is consciously aware of what's going on or being said. Okay? This could mean that if there is a situation that's being talked about behind your back, that somebody's defending you. This could mean that if there is conversation going around behind your back, that not only maybe not defending you, but not informing you so that you don't get hurt. Okay? But this third eye here, and this chakra here, intuitively you have a gut feeling, and here, it basically says you're consciously aware. So, you know what, there isn't anything going on that you're not consciously aware of, and we've already figured out that it is this one here, this Knight of Rods, that would describe the personality type of the person that might do this. Somebody who wants to be a show-off. Somebody who's arrogant. Somebody who promises things that they cannot keep their promise. Okay? This could possibly be the personality type in the reverse. Okay? This actually could also be a move or a breakup on a personal level of another person because of this energy. Now, it did say in one, like, I know that you can't cover every definition in the world, but, you know, moving away, we've already stated that the situation doesn't actually have to occur right there in front of you. So, you know, maybe you moved away from the situation, or maybe you were distant from the situation because you don't live near there. But the thing about it is, this would be strong enough to rupture a relationship. And with the Cancer energy, I am seeing definitely family, not friends. Because you know what that is? And this is obsessive. This is an energy of somebody who is obsessive about the whole thing. Just will not let it go. And that would create a rupture of sorts. That a person's not willing to have an open communication or a fair understanding of there's more than one side than their side. You know, we have situations like that. I just did a read about walking away from conflict, and now we have obsessive, and now we have this aggressive energy, which I believe is the person who is creating the problem. And I think the Cancer energy is definitely standing out, not for being emotional. I think the Cancer is definitely standing out more in the case of standing for a family. Because Cancer does mean emotional, and Cancer does mean sensitive. But you know what, when it comes right down to it, we've got gossip here, and I think definitely it's just sticking out to me that way. You take what's resonating, and you take what doesn't resonate. With the two communications here, we're not going to go back over that. What we're going to do is we're going to find a clarifier card. We're going to figure out if we can clarify this a little better. I know that a lot of people that are reads, you know, they're always talking about, yeah, this, that, you know, the person's doing this and talking about that. But, you know, this is what the card says. This is what the card is saying. It says family right there. It says gossip or communication twice in a row. It says unfair, which means probably not honest. Okay? And we don't know. We don't know. This is not a situation that you can defend yourself from, because we're looking at a situation that you might not even be aware of it, or maybe your gut instinct tells you that it is happening, or you're assuming that it is happening. It could be in your head if you're assuming it. Alright? Just remember that. If there's no proof one way or the other that this is going on, you can assume it all you want, but you got no proof, and you can't hold that against somebody if you don't have any proof. Okay, Three of Cups in reverse. We pulled Rest. Finding the mental strength, rejoining the world, coming out of isolation. Okay, one of the reasons that this gossip or this situation might have occurred is because you are separated and you are isolated. And to be honest with you, if you're not isolated from a situation or a group of people, it's harder for people to talk behind your back about you. But in this case, also finding mental strength, having a gut instinct that this might be happening or that it has happened and you've been very hurt by it, finding mental strength to reinforce your own stability. You know what? Words can do a great deal of harm. A clarifier for the Page of Coins, which says an offer in reverse. This says teamwork. Again, you're coming out of isolation, and this says teamwork. Okay. So, this is you're working hard. This is making a commitment to work together in a team, okay? To collaborate, to be determined, to have dedication, okay? To be on the receiving end of some kind of recognition for the work that you're putting in. So, irregardless of what's being done when you're not around, with the energy that's unfair here, you might be possibly in a situation where you are working really, really hard, where you are making commitments in another situation, and in those commitments that you're currently making, setting aside whatever's going on behind your back that you're not going to overthink, those commitments are going to be successful. Those goals might actually be met without any conflict, without any negative, toxic behavior, okay? And I did just do a read just a little while ago about walking away from that kind of stuff. So let's clarify this Knight of Wands with the energy of... I definitely picked up the Knight of Wands energy of a person. I like to leave it usually open, but you know, what's it say here? Community. Oh, this isn't one person. This is a whole community, and it's in reverse. You've got things canceled, you've got things postponed, you've got reunions canceled, you've got making somebody leave home over something. This is a community gossip. This is not like, well, living in the community for a long time could actually be like having family. And to tell you the truth, if you've lived around people all your life and they're all on one page, and you've got one innocent person that's being like unfairly treated, okay, and you are a member of the community that's doing that, it's not the easiest thing to stand up to that type of thing and say, whoa, 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 slow your ponies down here, you know, wait a minute. You know what? You've got unhappy families. The community is upside down. You're dealing, like I said, no time for trivial matters. Not my problem. Not my problem. You're not dealing with other people's problem, but you've got gossip over here. You've got an aggressive energy. You've got a seriously bad energy here. And I'm picking up it was a person, and it's about commitment issues. It's about somebody's ego, and it's about community. A community that's been die for the cause and stick together and know everybody. A community that is so thick that they are just like being a family. And there's a lot of gossip going around, and it's unfair, And maybe not all of it's true. So we're speeding that up there because you know what, to tell you the truth, this is a very aggressive energy. Can be very damaging and very harmful to whoever's doing it. And, not to whoever's doing it, to whoever it's being done against. Okay, let's see an oracle here. Now I like the rune oracle. But you know what? I've got like the Pam Grout oracle. Let's try Pam. Let's see what Pam has to say. What does Pam Grout's oracle say on this? I've never really used this one very much. It has been saged. Okay, it has been saged. But let me see. What will you say about this energy, community or family, and the gossip being an affair, and whoever is being gossiped about? What do we say? Free falling. We have to read this, by the way. Free falling. It doesn't get much better than this. Deep, radical trust that appearances mean nothing, and that you and only you are the captain of your ship. What you say goes. You are in unrestrained motion, and unseen forces are awaiting your command. Free falling. You're the captain of your own ship, that's true enough. We're basically getting the impression that whatever somebody else is doing behind your back, you really don't care about it at all because you're the one in charge. That's interesting. Let's do a timing oracle because, you know, I haven't used many of these oracle cards. So let's see what the Divine Time Oracle, here we go, has to say about this. Because I'm very curious. If this is resonating with you, by all means, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. And you know what? There are 2 different ways to send a contribution or a donation in the description box. But let's see. Oops, there we go. Whoa! It's coming for you? There is some kind of energy that's coming for you. I wouldn't worry about it if you were scary movies and all of that good stuff. Okay, because you know what? There are people that like scary movies. And the idea when I go to sleep at night that it's coming for me doesn't make me one bit comfortable. Okay. I want to figure out what is coming for me. What is coming for me? What is coming for me? We can't leave it at that. What is actually headed in our direction? Oop. We dropped that. There it is. What is coming for me? Well, it says right side up. Let's see what that has to say. It is now safe to unbuckle your seatbelt. Doesn't matter how it looks. You're on the right path. Unseen forces are working behind the scenes, smoothing out the bumps, righting all the injustices. Any apparent blip is nothing but a reminder to pay attention, to say thank you. The scales are tipping in your favor. Everything is coming back into balance. And it's time to trust that what goes down must come up. Okay. Well, that's actually positive. So whatever it is that was coming in your direction, okay, It's going to be writing out all of what has occurred that has been difficult. I don't know what your situation is. I will remind everybody watching me. There are a lot of different types of situations. There are a lot of different people watching this. Okay, if you resonate with it, and you resonate with the prior cards about the gossiping, and about the aggressive behavior, and about, like, maybe it coming out of, like, a community effort, or a family effort, or whatever it is that you resonate with, there is going to be an energy coming in to smooth the bumps out, and write things up, and balance things out, okay? So that is the message for today. I don't have, like, I haven't had much time to put very many reads out, because I moved. It took me 2 months. I've had to put this down. I do appreciate your time. I appreciate all of my subscribers that have been supporting me in the last 2 months while I have gone through this this very hard move. And I am surrounded by people that I haven't met yet. And so this resonates with me. But if whatever it is that is going on that you have a gut feeling about, but you can't prove, that you don't, like, can't put your finger on it, if it's coming from your family, or if it's coming from the community, and the community could be the community where you work, let's, like, brighten that up a little bit. There is an energy that's going to be coming directly towards you that will smooth out those speed bumps and write things back up the way it should be. I do wish you the best of luck. I will be putting another one of these out soon. And thank you very much for your time with Timeless Energy.